Roma and Diana's family are getting ready to go see Santa Claus. But first they have to get their pictures taken for the Christmas cards. Hi friends, it's me. Welcome to my channel. Join Roma and Diana and their family and friends for lots of fun in the neighborhood of Little Town. Watch as they learn life lessons, celebrate holidays and make new friends along the way. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas here in Little Town. There is a huge Christmas tree in the town square with thousands of colorful lights that twinkled merrily in the breeze. Sleds and ice skates are out in full force as the kids take advantage of the snow day. And some friendly neighborhood elves are helping everyone decorate their homes for the holidays. Back at the house, Roma and Diana's dad, Peter, is busy hanging wreaths on every door, including the one by the fireplace in the entryway. How beautiful, says Roma, taking it all in. The best part is we're going to see Santa Claus, says Diana excitedly. Peter smiles down at his daughters and asks, well, have you been good girls this year? Of course we have, says Diana. We haven't told a single fib or fought with each other for the whole week. Well, says Peter chuckling, that sounds pretty good. But don't forget, Santa is watching from his very high-tech headquarters at the North Pole. He knows if you've been bad or good. The girls shiver just thinking about that. After finishing up outside, Peter comes back inside and announces it's time to get ready to go see Santa. Yay, cheer both girls. They put on their favorite holiday outfits. Diana chooses a sparkly red dress with white tights and boots while Roma opts for her favorite blue jeans and a matching sweater. Then Peter helps them both put on their winter coats. I can't wait to tell Santa all the things I want for Christmas, says Diana. Me too, says Roma. Maybe he'll bring me that rollerblade set I asked for. You know, says Peter, Santa always seems to have something special waiting for you when you visit him. The girls hug their dad goodbye as he finishes buttoning their coats. Then off they go to see Santa Claus. When they arrive at the mall, the girls notice lots of people waiting in line. Wow, everyone wants to see Santa, says Diana. Yes, and it looks like we'll be waiting quite a while, says Peter. So the girls decide to play a little game of I Spy to pass the time. I spy something blue, says Roma. Diana looks around and spots the blue Santa hat sitting on the shelf behind Santa. Is that your only clue? That's not fair, says Roma. Diana giggles and says, okay, I'll let you have another hint. It's something cold that Santa uses to get to the North Pole. Roma thinks for a moment. Is it a popsicle? She asks. Diana shakes her head. No, silly. How would Santa get to the North Pole if he ate a popsicle? Roma sticks her lower lip out in thought. Maybe it's the popsicle stick, she says. Diana starts laughing again. No, Roma, that's not it either. She pauses for a moment. I think it might be something else though. Do you see that? She asks, pointing to a large appliance store nearby. They're selling refrigerators and freezers. Do you think that's what makes Santa's workshop cold? Asks Roma. Well, says Diana, it could be, but I don't think that's what Santa uses to get to the North Pole. Oh, I know, says Roma suddenly. He travels in a sleigh with reindeer, and they breathe really hard during the flight so his whole workshop is nice and toasty warm. That's right, says Diana, and it takes a lot of cool air to keep all that hot cocoa nice and foamy. The girls turn to their dad and ask, can we get hot cocoa, please? Sure, says Peter, smiling. Let's get a big one to share. After their hot cocoa break, the girls go back to waiting in line. Finally, it's their turn. Diana and Roma walk over to the big chair and climb onto Santa's lap. Ho ho, he booms. What are two pretty girls doing here? We want to let you know we've been good all year, says Diana. Oh, I already know you've been good, says Santa. Your names were written down by Mrs. Claus when you sent her those wonderful Christmas cards last month. We did, says Roma proudly. Santa reaches into his sack and pulls out two presents. These are for being such great helpers at home, he says. Oh, thank you, say the girls in unison. Back at the house, Peter helps the girls open their presents. Wow, they're both doll houses, they say in amazement. Thank you, Santa, they say together. They invite their dad to join them in playing with their new toys. So the three of them spread out the pieces on the floor and start putting the doll houses together. This is going to be so much fun, says Peter. The next day, Peter tells the girls it's time to go caroling. Caroling, says Roma, confused. What's that? It's when we go door to door singing Christmas songs for all the neighbors, explains Peter. And as a reward, they usually give us cookies and candy, he adds with a wink. That sounds like fun, says Roma. Will we get hot cocoa too, asks Diana. Well, says Peter, we could stop by the bakery and pick some up on the way. The girls put on their fanciest outfits and the family heads out the door. As they walk down the street, Peter rings the doorbell of their first house. A kind-looking woman opens the door and asks, "What can I do for you?" "We'd like to sing you a Christmas carol," says Peter. "Oh, how lovely," says the woman. Come in, come in. Let's get you all some hot cocoa while I put on some Christmas carols." After sipping their hot cocoa and listening to some music, Peter and the girls say their thank yous and head out the door. They do this at several houses, and at each one they receive delicious treats and hear different carols. "This is even more fun than trick-or-treating," says Roma. When they get home, the girls help their mom, Mary, bake Christmas cookies. The kitchen fills with the smell of cinnamon, nutmeg, sugar and flour. Once the cookies are finished baking, Mary and the girls use cookie cutters to mold the dough into fun shapes like stars, trees and bells. "I love making these cookies with my mom," says Roma. "Me too," says Diana. "I can't wait to deliver them to our neighbors." The next day, the girls and their mom are helping hang ornaments on the Christmas tree. They take turns reaching up to place each one carefully on a branch. "This is my favorite ornament," says Diana. "Why is that?" asks Mary. "Because it was the first one we ever got," replies Diana. "I remember when I brought it home from school. I was so proud because it was handmade. And since then, we've added one special ornament every year," says Mary. "Like this one," says Roma, pointing to a shiny red ball. "Dad hung it on the tree when we got our puppy, Sparky. Remember, he chewed up our other ball and Mom had to replace it." "And this one," says Diana, pointing to a wooden ornament shaped like a pair of skates. "Mom and Dad hung this after I won the skating competition at school." "It's amazing how each ornament has a memory attached to it," says Mary. "Well, I have an ornament to add this year," says Diana. "Oh really? What is it?" asks Mary. "It's a blue ribbon from the science fair. Do you remember, Roma? You won first place for your volcano project." "That's right," says Roma. "I was so nervous presenting it in front of everyone, but then Mr. Williams said it was the most impressive volcano he'd ever seen." "And who could forget," says Mary, chuckling, "you covered the entire kitchen in fake snow to make it look realistic." "It was worth it," says Roma with a smile. Mary looks at all the ornaments on the tree with fondness. "Each one is perfect," she says. Just then, the girls hear their dad come in the front door. "Hey, girls," he says, "your Aunt Lucy and Uncle Joe are here." "Yay," shout the girls. Their aunt and uncle are visiting from another state, and they always bring the girls fun presents from wherever they travel. "Thank you," says Diana. "Can we open them now?" "Of course," says their dad. The girls tear off the wrapping paper to reveal 2 pairs of ice skates. "Wow," they say in unison. "I hope they fit," says Aunt Lucy. The girls try on the skates and they fit perfectly. "They're even my size," says Roma. "Me too," says Diana. Peter, Mary, Lucy and Joe all laugh. "We couldn't resist getting you girls the same thing," says Joe. "It's one of our favorite childhood memories," adds Lucy. "We used to ice skate on the frozen creek near our house every winter afternoon." "Can we do that too?" asks Diana. "Sure," says Joe. "There's a frozen pond in the park by our house. We can go check it out later today." Yay, cheer the girls. The whole gang heads out to the pond in the park. The girls put on their new ice skates and help each other onto the ice. "It's so smooth and slippery," says Roma, giggling as she loses her balance. Peter and Joe show the girls how to skate backwards while Lucy and Mary stay on the sidelines sipping hot cocoa. After skating for a while, Diana goes up to her dad and asks, "Can I have some hot cocoa too?" "Sure thing," says Peter. As they skate, Peter tells the girls stories about when he and Joe were young and used to play hockey on this very pond. "Did you ever score any goals?" asks Roma. "Oh yeah," says Peter. "All the time." "Oh really?" asks Diana playfully. "Who is better, you or Uncle Joe?" Peter laughs and says, "Well, I was definitely the star of the team, but Joe was a close second." Joe feigns being hurt. "Hey, this is supposed to be a family-friendly video," he says jokingly. Everyone laughs. Then Joe gets an idea. How about a friendly game of shinny? He asks. Okay, says Peter. But if I score 1 goal, I get to brag forever about how I'm the better dad. Deal, says Joe. They split up into 2 teams with Diana on Joe's and Roma on Peter's. The game is fast and exciting. Peter and Joe make sure to let the girls score a few times. That was so much fun, says Diana, panting. Me too, says Roma. Way to go, team, says Joe. Yeah, says Peter. Great job, girls. As they leave the park, Roma and Diana hold hands. Thanks for bringing us to the pond, Dad, they say together. Anytime, girls, he says with a smile. Later that evening, after Peter and Joe have gone, Lucy and Mary help the girls get ready for bed. We still have one more surprise for you, says Lucy. She and Mary lead the girls to their tree and hand them each a box. This is for being such good helpers at home, says Mary. The girls open the boxes to reveal to matching Christmas pajamas. Thank you, say the girls in unison. I love the bunnies, says Roma. Me too, says Diana. The girls give their mom and aunt a big hug and then hurry off to bed. They snuggle up in their new PJs and dream about all the fun they had during the holidays.